All right. Last ones here. Okay. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 problems. All right, here we go. We have to determine if these triangles are similar or not. Are these triangles similar? Okay. First thing I need to do here, I need to recognize that in these two triangles, I have a pair of vertical angles here. These two angles are going to be congruent. Vertical, they're congruent. Next thing I think about is which sides correspond. So if I were to look at this picture here, this diagram, okay, this diagram, this smaller triangle is rotated. It's this larger triangle, but rotated, right? So really, the one here, this one corresponds with the 2. And the 4 goes with the 8. So to figure out the ratios are the same, well, really they are, right? 1 over 2 is the same as 4 over 8. And since those ratios are congruent, I can say that these are similar by side angle side, since I have a pair of congruent angles in between my proportional sides. All right, this next one, I want to look at my angles now. That's all I'm given. So that means I can automatically throw these 2 out. All right, I can automatically throw those 2 out. Okay, so my only possible option is this last one. So I got to test to make sure. So I have this small triangle, ABE is one triangle. Okay, and then ACD is the other. So I have this smaller one here. And I apologize for not writing the letters out for you for these first 2. I promise you'll get the letters on the actual assessment. Okay, so if I look at ABE, I got 26, 56. I want to subtract 26 and 56 from 180 degrees and I'll get 98 degrees. Same idea, if I look at the green triangle, I have a 26 and a 98. Well, that means this has to be 56 degrees. So are these similar? Yes, they are, because they have 2 pairs of congruent angles. Okay, technically all 3 angles are the same, and that's going to be true. But it should be angle. All right, let's look here. All right, our proportional sides. What sides are proportional? Okay, T to R corresponds with Q to M. So I have 16 over 20, which is equal to 4 over 5. And then RS corresponds with MP, which is 20 over 26, and that reduces to 10 over 13, excuse me. So boom, right away, these are not similar. And I shouldn't even have a method because they're not similar. Okay, they're not similar, so there's no method. All right, last one. Here's when order matters, because these one triangle is rotated. AC corresponds with FD. So I have 20 over 24, which I can reduce to 5 over 6. I also know that A to B corresponds with FE. So 35 over 42, which are both divisible by 7, and that's 5 over 6. Oh, we're looking pretty promising here with this one, with these 2 triangles being similar. Very promising. All right, let's see if we can fulfill that promise. C to B and D to E, 25 over 30. Hey now, 5 over 6, look at that. These are similar by side. Make sure you test all 3. If you looked at this one, some people might have just assumed that they were similar, They might have just assumed that they were similar, but it's not a good idea to assume that. You got to test it. Same idea here. This last one could have been 5/7. That would have messed everything up. All right, so test all three. You should also recognize right away, I forgot to say with this last problem, there are no angles in here, and so I cannot use the last two. The only possible answer is side, side, side for that one. Okay, the only possible answer is side, side, side. Okay, given these two triangles are similar, PQR and PST, find the scale factor and coordinates of S. Well, I can tell that this smaller triangle, this is 9 and this is 27, so I can set up a proportion. The larger over the smaller equals a large triangle over whatever this X value is over the smaller. Now, I don't care about negative and positive right now. Okay, there's a reason I didn't include negative 24. All right, if I made this 24 negative, okay, then my answer for X or S would have been negative as well, which would have confused me. We need to realize that the length of the side is 24. Yes, it ends up at the negative 24 on the x-axis, but we're concerned about the length, right? The length from P to Q is 24 units. Even though I'm going to the left, even though I'm counting negative, that length is still 24 units long, all right? Some of you may be able to see what the actual X value is just by thinking about ratios, okay? If you can't, I'll show my work. 27x equals 216. 27x equals 216, which tells me X must be 8. Now, had I said negative 24, this would be negative 216 and given me negative 8, which would have confused me. So hopefully you kept it positive so that I realize that A has to be positive, 8, 0. All right. How else would I recognize it as positive? Well, this is going to the right. This is going to the right, and on the right of the x-axis are only positive numbers. What's the scale factor? If I go from 9 to 27, the scale factor is 3. Or some people might actually say 1/3. Both are acceptable answers.